Welcome back. Today we are going to go over how to do an applique on the front of your bag. This can be applied to any bag. I know that we have all seen them and we might be a little bit intimidated to try it. In my case, it took me a while to build up the nerve to do one, mostly because I knew how long it takes, and it is a long process, but in the end, it is absolutely worth the work. Okay, so my applique, and don't laugh at me because of my choices. This is my own personal bag. So these are the bags that I just do whatever speaks to me. And I love Christmas, so this is my Christmas season bag for this year. I make a new one every year. So I have this fabric that has these adorable little gingerbread characters on it, and it's my personal favorite. I have not made myself a bag out of it, but I knew I also wanted to do an applique, and frankly, none of the SVG files I found of the gingerbread characters were really speaking to me, or the ones that maybe were a little bit had a lot of tiny pieces, and I don't think I have it in me to do that. So I found a file for the adorable Christmas tree snack cakes. So that's going to be the outside of my bag, and then I'm going to use this for my lining because then I can peek inside my bag and it can make me happy. So that's what we're doing. So the front of my bag will be this red that I have quilted. I used some foam to quilt it, and I've saved that. I haven't sewn up anything else because that's where our applique is going to go. So that will be the front, and then the inside front will just be that, no pocket on that one. And then my back side is sewn. So here is the inside, the gusset. I'm going to turn this and show you because I'm pretty pumped, especially about the zipper panel. It's very pretty. So this is the back. Back up just a little bit. I did my handles, my webbing, grab handle, and then my zipper panel. So that is what the back side of this bag will look like. Now I need to adjust my camera angle to show you what my applique will look like because none of it is glued together yet. Here is my tree. Let me see if I can turn it around a little bit for you. And then I'm not getting these out, but these are my little red sprinkles that will also go on it, but I don't want to lose them everywhere right now because nothing is glued down. So these are all files that you can find on Etsy. You want to find SVG files, and they will be layered when you cut them out. So you can find them on Etsy. You can design your own. There's ways to do that. The easiest is just to find files you like on Etsy. The guesswork has already been done. So when it cuts, they will cut in layers by the color. So you can see I've got the white, I've got the black is the back layer. We've got the green stripes and then the red sprinkles. So you'll cut each of those out. I like to lay them how they're supposed to be just to make sure I've got everything right. And then you want to use some type of fabric glue. So there's like this type, there's Fabri-Tac, whatever works the best. I just like to use a little bit of something to hold it in place until I sew. So I'm going to go ahead and just like one piece at a time, take your time, do it slowly, and glue everything into place the way that you like it. And the nice thing about these fabric glues is they don't dry immediately, so you do have time to move things around if you need to. there we have mine all glued together. And then I'm going to move over to my sewing machine to stitch everything in place. You will want to make sure you have, if you're doing this on your good, this lighter blue one is my good cutting mat, so I brought out an old crafter mat because you will end up with glue, and you will end up with glue all over your hands. So just be prepared for a mess, have some paper towels ready. Our next step is going to be to put this on top of here. I like to sew it everything before I stitch anything in place. That's why I glue it. I sew it onto the bag piece. So I just figure out where I want it, center it on there, however you want to place it, and then you can use the glue that you used before or just use a little double-sided tape to help it stick in place. So I'm just going to use a little double-sided tape, figure out the placement, and then move over to my machine to stitch everything. Now it is time to sew these on. I've got this stuck on so you can see everything's on there. If you're using a fabric glue, you can sew right through it. Most machines will go right through it. I like to start with the smaller pieces first. There may be better ways to do this. This is just how I do it. So I sew through all the layers and I just a few stitches into each of them. I do not back stitch on anything. I pull my threads out long, pull them to the back, and tie everything off. This is the really tedious part. I'm gonna apologize because you are seriously starting and stopping on every single one of these pieces. So like on this one, on the little red sprinkles and on the green pieces, those will just be one line of stitching straight through the center. I do not have the patience to try and go perfectly all the way around, and they're all small enough to where you'd basically be overlapping your original stitch anyway. And then, so I start with the small ones, do those first just to make sure they don't go anywhere on me. And then I will go around the bigger pieces. You can also go around the very outside edge, like where my black is. I don't feel like that's necessary just because you catch everything in it. So go ahead and start stitching every little part. Now you can see I've just started with this top one right here, but I have left, get hold of it, my threads long on the front and on the back, and then I pull them all to the back and tie them off back there. And you can do this as you do each one or wait until the end. I like to do it as I do each one just because then I don't have long threads in my way while I'm stitching the other ones. I do wait to burn the ends until the end though. So I just tie everything off, clip it, and then at the end I'll go through and melt all of my thread ends. And I don't cut them too short, just to make sure that nothing pulls out. It doesn't matter because you won't see them, they'll be hidden inside your bag. So you can see if my light will help. There you can see them. See how long I left them? So we're gonna just continue on and sew all of the rest of them. So I have got all of my red and all of my green pieces stitched on. See if the light helps or doesn't help. Anyway, so next I'm going to do any of the bigger pieces. Like in this case, it would be the white pieces that nothing was stitched on top of them, just to make sure. We want everything at least have some stitches in it, because the glue will not hold forever and you can pull it off. So I will do like this piece and these side pieces next, and then I will go around the outside of all of the extra pieces, and that'll be it. And then from the back, at this point, it should look like this. If it's looking like a mess, that's a good thing. That means you are on the right path, because the front looks pretty, the back has threads everywhere. But they will all be hidden and your front will be gorgeous. Okay, let's see if you can see it. Back away just a little bit. There it is, also on the back. Now even the back kind of looks pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and just finish putting my bag together, and then I will show you what it all looks like. Okay, I am back with what I think is the absolute most rewarding part of bag making. This part right here it's my very favorite, because you can stop, you can look at your pretty binding, and then this is the part where you sort of hold your breath and you turn the bag the right way, hoping that you didn't mess anything up, get any wrinkles anywhere. But it's also like the most exciting part too, because you can see the bag that you've been working so hard on come to life, and knowing that it's done. So we're just going to reach inside here, push all of our corners out, and just double check everything before you get too far or get too excited. I guess it's already too far. Okay, and here we have it. This is my personal bag for Christmas. And there we go. I hope that tutorial was helpful. I know that there can be a lot of different ways to do it, and this is just the way that I do it. It may be a little bit quick and sloppy. Not quick. It's not quick. It's never quick. But it at least will give you a starting point, so you can figure out how works the best for you. So I will see you all later. Enjoy.